Hello and welcome to the channel. I am William Gwynne, and today I'm going to be talking about series I intend to finish in 2023, and in many cases with these start as well in 2023. It's crazy that the year is almost upon us, and it actually may be upon us by the time I put this video out there. So yes, if it is 2023, Happy New Year, and if it isn't, Happy New Year soon. But yeah, today I'm going to be talking about a series that I intend to finish in 2023, and I am just going to get right into it because, you know what, I've got quite a boring voice, I've been told. Well, people say soothing to be nice, but they mean boring because it sends them to sleep. So I will get straight into the books. First up, I have Boudica, and the book one is Dreaming the Eagle, and this is part of the Boudica quartet. So if you follow the brothers Gwynne, then you would know that Ed has been raving about this for months and months, and just as he is finishing, I am starting. We held a vote on our channel about what book would you want the other brother to read that we recommended to each other. So we put a few options forward. I put some that I wanted Ed to read, and Ed put some forward that he wanted me to read, and Dreaming the Eagle won the vote for me. So I will be reading this, and I am very happy to be starting it. So Dreaming the Eagle, this is historical fiction about Boudica and her uprising against the Roman Empire in Britain. So I do know a bit of the history and I do know how it ends, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how this history unfolds. And I have heard from both Ed and Papa Gwynne, as it is a favourite of both of theirs, that this is a character-driven series. And yes, I've said it on this channel hundreds of times now, I am a character-driven reader. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. And yeah, I've heard Amanda Scott has a beautiful writing style. And yeah, as I said, really looking forward to reading these. And I have no doubt that I'm going to be obsessed. I'm actually reading this in December. So I am a fan of making lists, and I've been making my top reads of 2022 list, and I've left a spot for this because I feel pretty certain that it is going to get a spot on there. So yeah, that is Dreaming the Eagle and Boudica as a whole. And next up, I have a trilogy, and it is the Wolf Hall trilogy by Hilary Mantel. So we have Wolf Hall, we have Bring Up the Bodies, and we have The Mirror and the Light. The first two installments won the Booker Prize, and the third one is also very highly rated. So this is a trilogy set in the 16th century, and it is about a man called Thomas Cromwell, and he is someone who rises somehow through the ranks of society whilst the class system is so rigid, and he becomes the right-hand man of King Henry VIII. And we know King Henry VIII had a very controversial reign, we'll call it. Divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survives with his wives at a time where divorce was not allowed. And so yeah, he married 6 wives, so it shows that he found a way around that, but it was very controversial, and he created his own church in the making of doing that, so the Church of England. And this is about that formation and obviously the political upheaval of the time, and Thomas Cromwell was integral in the political machinations, the twists and turns, and attempting to keep the masses on side throughout Henry VIII's reign. And so yes, Thomas Cromwell, I would say after reading the first book, even just after book one, I'd say he's one of the greatest characters in literature. His desires and motivations, you get a little glimpse into his childhood, and you see that he will do terrible things and has little remorse for them, but you see that he's doing it for those that he loves. He isn't perhaps as selfish in this presentation of him anyway as many people who are in that position would be deemed to be. But yes, it's very interesting seeing how him being in that position of power is at some points corrupting him slightly. He's losing sight of what is important, and it's just being brought into this struggle and turmoil, which is just endless and does not allow any time for retrospection or letting you dwell on events. So yes, Thomas Cromwell, he's fought very hard to get to this position, but he knows that he could fall very swiftly, and falling would not just mean going back to his old life, it would probably mean death if he gets on the wrong side of the king or fails him. So yes, it's very tense, and it's a lot about, as I said, those political machinations. So it may not be everyone's cup of tea, as it's a lot of dialogue and little twists and turns and little points scored in conversations, but I thoroughly enjoyed book one, and I cannot wait to read the rest of the trilogy. So next up, I have the Saxon Stories by Bernard Cornwell, and I hold my hand up, I am cheating a bit, because this is a 13 installment series, and I've read 12 of them, so I've only got 1 to go. So yeah, maybe I will finish this series next year. So yes, this is 13 installment series, as I said, and I've got the finale waiting for me. I've read all the others and really enjoyed them. There are highs and lows to the series. Some are a bit repetitive, as it does kind of fall into that system of he's got a template and he just uses that. New villain, who goes on a mission, he wins, onto the next one. But there are many that are brilliant along the way as well, and I highly recommend carrying on with the series if you do hit one of those troughs. And so yeah, Warlord is the finale. Both Edward, oh, I called him Edward. I usually only do that when I'm annoyed with him, and I'm not at the moment. Ed and my brother. Oh my goodness, I'm losing my tongue. My brother Ed and my papa Gwynne both loved the conclusion, said that it was done brilliantly, because I cannot see how it's going to be wrapped up in one book, but they said they didn't see it either. But then when they read it, it was brilliant and totally worth the read, and a very emotional conclusion to a 13-book series. Spent so much time with these characters. Whilst I said that it's been a bit repetitive, it is always a great experience to be following Uhtred, son of Uhtred of Bebbanburg. So of course this is the Saxon Stories adapted into the Last Kingdom series on Netflix, and yeah, Uhtred is one of the best characters out there, and seeing how he changes as he ages is absolutely brilliant, and getting to those stages of retrospection, looking upon regret and what he would like to change. And of course he's still a powerful political figure, even as he wants to settle down a bit more. He's getting very old, but he's still an integral role, and he carries a lot of weight and authority of those around him. He's a brilliant character, and yeah, it will be bittersweet finishing this series, because I've loved following Uhtred's journeys. But yes, hopefully it has a great conclusion. Next up, I have The Broken Empire by Mark Lawrence. So this is Mark Lawrence's debut. I've read 8 of his books, but I went from his 3rd trilogy, then his science fiction trilogy, to his newest trilogy. So yeah, I haven't read his first 2, weirdly. But yes, I will be rectifying that mistake and going back to the original. Broken Empire, I've had this very highly rated. My brother Ed and my papa Gwynne, I said it right this time, both love it. And Prince of Thorns, the main character Alex, is inspired... No, sorry. His name is Jorgen Krath, and he is inspired by Alex from A Clockwork Orange. So yes, I imagine he's going to be a pretty despicable human being, but one who is very interesting to follow, because in A Clockwork Orange, Alex is a terrible person, but it's very engaging because he's such a charismatic character, and so you follow him through these despicable deeds that he commits. But with his charisma, you're feeling sick, but then it's really engaging. He's taking it in a different direction. And Ed said it's very gritty. There's not many laughs. I mean, most of the books I talk about aren't very happy. I mean, I do need some more happy books. It seems that I just like putting myself through emotional trauma. But anyway, yeah, really looking forward to reading Prince of Thorns and the rest of the Broken Empire trilogy. As I said, I've read 8 books by Mark Lawrence, and each of them has been given 5 stars, so I have little to no doubt that I'll also love this trilogy. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to, after saying for so long that I'm going to start it, I'm really looking forward to finally getting there and reading this, and hopefully finishing it in 2023. So now onto a classic of fantasy, and that is the Chronicles of Narnia. So Papa Gwynne read The Magician's Nephew to me when I was very young, and I really, really enjoyed it, and I remember that very fondly. There's still parts that I remember specifically, and I just never read any of the others. So I believe there's 7 books, and I really need to get to them next year. I mean, I can't call myself a fantasy reader if I've not even tried out Narnia. I'm going to have my reading license taken away from me, aren't I? But yeah, I'm really looking forward to rectifying that, reading Narnia. I may do a just binge read. I was thinking maybe doing a video on the channel, or perhaps doing a 24-hour read and just trying to get all the Narnia books done in that. That might be interesting. Let me know if you'd like to see that. But yeah, Narnia, classic for a reason, I imagine, and I've really enjoyed the films and the adaptations. I've watched them all, and yeah, they've got a lot of nostalgia. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to finally reading the series. It's been far too long in the waiting. Next up, I'm nearly there. I think I've only got 3 to go, so sorry if I'm boring you. Not too long left. I have the Den Trilogy. I've booked with me The House of the Golden Door, because I've read and absolutely loved the Den. Then I recommended it to Ed. He loved the Den, and he said The House of the Golden Door is possibly his favourite read of 2022. So I can't let him get ahead of me, can I? Especially when I'm the one who recommended it. So yeah, I'm going to be reading this. And book 3, the finale to the trilogy, is released in spring 2023. And Eddie Harper, brilliant writer, especially from what I've read of the Den, I thought her writing style was fantastic, and she had an exceptional cast of characters. None who was left behind. They all had their different motivations, desires, and had a scene at least where they were really explored and their depth was exposed. But there's plenty more to dive into, and I'm really looking forward to reading The House of the Golden Door and the finale to the trilogy, The House of Fortuna, I believe, or the Temple of Fortuna it's called. And so yeah, really looking forward to that, and also the covers, they go so nicely together, so I can't wait to add the 3rd one to the mix. So yeah, historical fiction set in Pompeii. In the Den starts in 74 AD. So yeah, it is about slaves who are forced to work in a brothel. So it's quite hard hitting. They're very upsetting scenes in this, but Elodie Harper does not shy away from the harsh elements of Roman society. But brilliant book and very moving and emotional and totally worth the read. And I'm looking forward to carrying on with the series and finishing it, hopefully, in 2023. Next up, heading back to some epic fantasy, I have the Licanius Trilogy by James Islington. These are the Broken Binding Special Edition hardbacks, which they ran as part of their subscription. So very nice to have them. And when I've got these lovely covers and amazing foils as well, look at that. And it's got a quote on the back and design on the side. It's awesome. Yeah, of course, I have to actually read them. So I've heard some great things about this series. Apparently, it's a very fresh take on the fantasy genre, and I'm really looking forward to where it goes. A lot of questions about fate and destiny and things about the greater good and is it worth it as well. So it seems like it's very engaging on another level as well. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading the Licanius Trilogy by James Islington and some more fantasy that I'm hoping to get through in 2023. And now the final series that I will be talking about today is the Liveship Traders by Robin Hobb. So yes, I say all the time, I committed sacrilege. I read 3 trilogies of The Realm of the Elderlings and I skipped over the Liveship Traders and the Rainwild Chronicles. But I will be conducting a reread of the entirety of Realm of the Elderlings this year, well, next year, 2023, whenever it is now, and I will be putting Liveship into the mix. And I've heard incredible things about it. A lot of people say it's their favourite series until the final trilogy. So that really says a lot because all 9 of the books I read were 5 out of 5 stars for me. And many of them are my favourites of all time. So yeah, I really cannot wait to read these. And I know they're chunky books, but in the case of Hobb, that is good because the more pages, the better when it comes to her writing and her characters. She's a character-driven author, and I'm sorry to bore you, but yes, I'm a character-driven reader. And so yeah, really looking forward to Liveship Traders and what it brings. So the quote says, as addictive as morphine, the Times said. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to probably blitzing through all of these in quick succession. And there we go. So they are the series that I hope to finish in 2023. Many that I will start in 2023 as well. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know if you would like to do a read along of any of these series. I will certainly make it bigger on the channel if there's some interest in that. So yeah, these are the series that I hope to start and finish in 2023. There's many there that I've been waiting to read for quite a while, but finally they fought their way to the top of the TBR pile, and I'm really looking forward to getting through them. Things like Hobb and Amanda Scott have been at the top of my pile for so long because I love Hobb's writing and I've heard incredible things about Amanda Scott. And also a lot of people have said that Amanda Scott's writing is quite similar to Hobb's, but she's historical fiction, of course. So it'd be interesting to see the relationship between the two there and see if there's any similarities or contrast between the two series. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to getting through all of these, of course. There's a lot more that I'm hoping to start and finish in 2023, but I stripped it back to the ones that I'm just pretty certain I will get through, because all the list would be long and longer. And so yeah, this video would probably be an hour long instead, and many of these I probably wouldn't end up getting through in 2023 anyway, because I'm a mood reader and I pick up what I'm interested in at that moment, because it really helps me stop reading slumps. And whilst I schedule in for the month, I usually don't schedule in for 3 months ahead. Well, I do, but then I just scrap the list. I'm a list maker. It's a problem. It's a gift and a curse. It really is. But yeah, so they are the books that I'm hoping to read in 2023. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you intend to read in 2023 and whether you'll be reading any of these. But thank you so much and stay safe.